Okay, I thought I'd make a little video about show my little micro potter studio and a kiln unloading. This is my work area. In my garage I have basically a woodworking setup where I do a lot of woodworking, wood turning, wood carving. And then I've got my pottery set up in this corner here. But anyway, the kiln, I have a load of pots. Here's some bisqueware, some stuff that is glazed, but I didn't have room in this firing. But these are basically the 4 glazes that I used in this firing. They're the Amaco Potter's Choice, Ironwood, Seaweed, Chun Plum, and Textured Turquoise. And then I used a little bit of the, I think it's called True Celadon Potter's Choice for some of the interior of a few items. But these are what we're working with right here. And of course I fired them in my electric kiln to cone 6. This is my work area right here with my wheel, and right behind the wheel is the kiln. Right next to the kiln is my welding station where I work on some metal sculptures. Under these tarps I've got several arc welders and different things that I use while working metal. But anyway, back to the kiln. Let me move in here. Got a pyrometer set up and it's 105 degrees in there. So it's still a little warm, but let's go ahead and pop the top. Oh, looky there. Every time I open the kiln, it's like Christmas. I've been doing this a long time and still get excited every single time I open the kiln, because you never quite know how they're going to turn out. Glazes all run differently, blend together differently, and create different effects. But anyway, here we go. Let's take this plate off. I didn't really have room for it, so I actually balanced it on those kiln shelf stilts right there. And actually, it survived pretty good, I'd say. Nice. Didn't glaze the bottom, but I like the way that turned out. Sweet. Okay, where do we start? Let's pull this little guy here. This is a little candle holder that I made, and I do believe I just used seaweed was the glaze on this, inside and out. It's kind of a brownish, greenish, little breaking of the color. Looks like it dripped a little bit right there, and a few little drips right there. All in all, it turned out good. I think I'm gonna switch and put this camera on the tripod. Okay, I think that's gonna be quite a bit better on the tripod. this one on the camera there. Whoops. There we go. So my kiln shelf came off. Seaweed on the outside. I think this is ancient jasper on the inside. I might not have mentioned that one, but I did use some of the ancient jasper, which also is a Potter's Choice Amaco glaze. I like the way this bowl turned out. Just did the rounded, curved over lip on that bowl, and it turned out pretty nice. Okay. Not sure what this was. I think it was some seaweed. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Little tiny flower pot. That's what that is. Ooh, yeah, I like the way that turned out. Can't remember what glaze that is on this one. I guess I should try to figure out a way to write these down. See if I can get that on camera. Got the true Celadon on the inside, and then this glaze, which did a lot of running on the outside, but I like that. Whew. Have to do some cleanup on the bottom for a lot of my kiln savers came off. This one I did with the chun plum on the inside. I think I might have even done some of it on the outside. And then I put the seaweed. I think that might have been a lustrous jade. Little markings on the inside. See if you can see those. Little markings, and the way it turned out on the outside. I like it. Now to some of my mugs. Like the way that turned out. It might be the ancient jade, possibly, on that, and then I put some lines of what was that? Not sure. But I do like it. It turned out good. Turned out good. Got a little chun plum on the outside and mixed some other stuff in there. I do believe it was seaweed on the interior. I like the way it turned out. Another mug. Quite nice. Pleased with it. This one looks like maybe I didn't quite put enough coats. Looks real good on the inside. Outside's a little thin, but still looks nice. Still definitely a keeper. Definitely like the inside. That's really cool if you can see that with the light. That's nice. And outside almost has a metallic look to it. I like it. Okay, let's move down to the next level. I think it's time to put new kiln saver on my shelves. Things still a little warm down here. Okay, there's a nice bowl. That turned out good. I like it. Ooh, it's awfully hot. Maybe I'll wait. Wait to unload this row. There's a lid that I did for one of my jars. I'm kind of doing a mixed media thing with turning jars on the wood lathe and then making ceramic lids to go on them, and vice versa. Ceramic jars with wood lids. Wow, that one turned out strange. Actually cracked right there. It's a real metallic, gold metallic finish to it. Bizarre. That one turned out nice. Nice patterns on the outside. Nice seaweed on the inside. This one got a nice blue. I think that's the blue retile. Must have already glazed this bowl a while back. But I like the way it turned out. Anyway, I'll close that back up, let them cool down a little more, and then we'll go to the bottom shelf. Okay, the final shelf. Or should I say down to the bottom. Lustrous jade is what this one is. This is an orchid pot that I made for a client that I have on Etsy that grows orchids. Needed some more orchid pots. That turned out nice. Orchid pot number 2. Same lustrous jade. And I like the way that it turned out. Alright, there's another one of my little candle holders. Done in the lustrous jade. Turned out pretty good. Looks like I got some hole that melted, or glaze that filled in the hole as it melted, but other than that it turned out good. Yeah, there's some interesting mug. Looks like I got cracking on the handle. That's a bummer. I don't know if you can see it. There. Otherwise, oh, it's on that side too. Right there. Just too bad because it turned out really nice, the mug itself. Oh, I remember this piece. I totally over bisque fired some items, and this had massive bubbling. I really wasn't sure it was going to work. The glaze, it was like reglazing an already fired pot. It wasn't absorbing into the pot at all. And it's funny because the handle wasn't cracked originally, so it cracked during this firing. but actually it turned out pretty good, other than the handle. This was a reglaze of a mug that I did. Actually turned out pretty good. I hadn't put enough coats on this one originally, so it was very dull on the inside, not really covered. But I liked the mug, just the way it felt. So I took a chance and reglazed it, and it turned out, so I'm happy. There's a little, actually this is a jar that I did. It's got a little something coming through in the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it down in there. Where are we? Right there. Where it didn't glaze or something rose to the top. I don't know, but it's real dark. I think this is supposed to be like a really dark green that sometimes comes out looking almost black or brownish black instead of green. There's another one of my lids. I don't think that, maybe that is for this pot, but I don't think so. I think I made it for something else. But anyway, there's that. Oop, where are we? There's the lid. And one more piece. A mug. Got cracking around that handle. That's my bane of my existence right there. These handles. I always seem to have trouble with handles. And that's too bad, because it's a nice mug otherwise. Definitely one that I can use. Can't sell it, but be good enough for me. So I've got another mug. Yay. Can't remember what I glazed this with, but I like the glaze. It turned out nice. So anyway, that is that. Kiln is empty.